Hey guys, so today's lesson is a brand new topic, which is couples. So you can see on slide 2, you've got a picture of a dog, which is just what we use as our cover to divide each topic. Okay, so the first lesson is on how domestic roles are organised. So domestic roles are basically how it's split up, paid work and homework. So on slide number 4, you'll see the title of the first paragraph. So this is paragraph 1 if you want to label it, which is Parsons' view on the instrumental and the expressive role. The instrumental role is paid work and the expressive role is any domestic duties done in the home, including childcare. So before you do the first task, can I get you to write a definition for both of those? Okay. On slide number 5, you can see a series of information that will help you answer all of the questions on number 4. The only one I'm going to run through is how Parsons view the mother and father's responsibility. They see it as a real gender divide, with the father being suited to the instrumental role of going to work and the woman taking on the expressive role of staying home and doing domestic duties. So if I could get you to answer those 4 questions. Right, once you've done that, on slide number 6, you have 4 statements. If I could get you to separate those out into whether you think they support or criticise functionalism. So support is supporting the view that gender roles are biologically predetermined. Go against is any that suggest they're not, just to give you a helping hand. And there you'll have your evidence and your evaluation sorted out for you. Okay, that's paragraph 1. Okay, paragraph 2 is Elizabeth Bott. Now, if you go to slide 8, she identified that there's 2 types of family, and we get to choose which type of family we want to be in. So you can be in one that is the segregated conjugal roles. That's the traditional idea of one member of the family doing the instrumental role of going to work and one doing the expressive role of taking care of the children and the home life. Joint conjugal roles is where you have both parents in paid employment, and you have both taking an equal responsibility of domestic duties and care work. So if I get you to write a definition of each of those. Now, the reason that these have developed is, first of all, in the 1950s, we had what was called a golden age of the economy. This is when people were at average on their richest. Now, what we've got to think is, over time since the 1950s, things have got more expensive. So in the 1950s, the average house was about 8 grand, now it's 200 grand. So things have gone up in price, but our salaries haven't gone up enough to match that. So what that means is that we're less able to live on a one-income household anymore. We need to live in a dual income household, which brings in joint conjugal roles. So if I could get you to use that information to explain the development of joint conjugal roles. Okay, the second reason is a bit harder, and you only really need to know if you're going for an A and A star, so I'll let you choose whether you to put this down. So what we've got to think is, people would have learned how, or been influenced on how to raise their children and care for the home based on their extended families, so like the grandparents, for example. Now, what they have found is that people are moving away from their extended relatives. So people are moving away from grandparents, for example, which means they're having less influence on the way they're raising their children and organising their home. So people can sort out their own norms, their own way of organising things, which tend to reflect joint conjugal roles. So if you want to put that down, if you're going for an A and A star, I suggest you do. Now, for evaluation, they've said that there's 2 ways of organising the home, but they've only focused on the nuclear family. The majority of single parents are mothers, which will mean that the mums in these situations are doing all the domestic labour and will largely be responsible for the instrumental role. So if I could get you to explain that as evaluation in your own words, and that is the first 2 paragraphs. Okay, paragraph 3, so our last paragraph of today's lesson is on Young and Wilmot. So you can see them a March of Progress view, which sees societies getting better over time. Another view that would be considered March of Progress is liberal feminists. And they came up with the concept of the symmetrical family, which is the idea the family is getting more equal. And they suggest there's 4 reasons why the family is getting more equal, which we'll go into in a minute. can I get you, please, on slide number 11, for each one, can I get you to identify, these are 3 reasons why, 3 things have changed in life. Can I get you to explain for each one a reason why? Now, just an example, I'm going to pick the hardest one out, which is the middle one. Men now help more with childcare and housework. Now, you could say that's because norms have changed and men are more willing to take care of the children, and it's no longer seen as a feminine activity. For the first one, women now go to work. Think about legal changes that have supported that. And for the third one, couples now spend leisure time together instead of separately. Think of new types of leisure activities that have been set up for couples that previously wouldn't have been available in the 1950s. If you're stuck on that, because that is a bit of a tough bit, let me know. Okay, and then I would like you to fill out this table, which is the 4 features of the symmetrical family. Now, because you went in a lesson to kind of go through this, I'm going to just explain it to you. So, changing the position of women, what you can say, what has changed is legal changes have occurred which meant that women are supported in going into workplace. How that's affected families is there is now a dual income families where both individuals bring in money. So if you use that information, you might want to pause this to fill out the first line. Okay, second one is geographic mobility. We know this from when we do Marxism, that people are more likely to move around the country for work opportunities or education opportunities, which has meant that we're living further, and so that's what's changed. How this has impacted the family is we now live further away from our extended family. So where people would have spent leisure time separately with their own extended family, couples now spend that leisure time together. Okay, pause that, write that bit down. Okay, new technology is quite a nice simple one, but I want you to use a key term which is labour-saving devices. The development of labour-saving devices is any devices since the 1950s that have been developed that have made housework quicker and easier to do. So it could be things like dishwashers, microwaves, even those little robot vacuums you can get nowadays. The impact this has had on a family is it's no longer a full-time job to keep and maintain a clean house, which has meant it's been easier for women to go into their workplace and men and women to share the responsibilities in the evenings or weekends for caring for the house. Finally, higher standard of living. If we go back to our first point, what's changed is now more couples have a dual income family, which means they have more money. The impact that this has on the family is it means that couples can now spend more time on childcare, cleaners, labour-saving devices, which means more leisure time can be spent together. So if I get you to fill those in. Okay, and now if you just want to check your knowledge, there is on question number 30, slide number 13, there's a task to do with a case study on slide 14, if you want to take 10 minutes to do that. Okay. Once you've done that, for your evaluation point, if I could get you to add that this theory to conduct this theory, they only interviewed men. Now, this is a problem because it means that women didn't get to give their view on whether things are getting more equal. So men themselves might have assumed they were helping out more in the house than what they did. Okay, if you've got any problems with that, please let me know, and I'll hopefully get to see you again soon. All right, bye.